Kim Speedick from 10 Sigma. Welcome to episode 123 of Transition Tuesday. Today I'm going to talk about transition services or activities and courses of study. Right now I'm going to switch over to a short slide presentation to share this information. Transition services or activities and courses of study. Transition Tuesday, episode 123. Before we get started in discussing transition services or activities and courses of study, let's recap the past episodes in Building a Successful Transition Program series. In episode 111, we discussed the first thing needed to building a successful transition program is to make transition a priority by scheduling time for transition. Next, in episode 113, we discussed student responsibilities and how to get them to take ownership in their transition process. Then, in episode 115, we looked at many ways of collecting transition data. In episode 117, we discussed what students need to learn or do in order to take the lead in writing their postsecondary goals. In episode 119, we discussed how to write a compliant and comprehensive present level of academic achievement and functional performance. And in episode 121, we went over transition annual goals. The next step is determining transition services or activities and courses of study. Let's look at IDEA's definition of transition services or activities. Transition services begin no later than the first IEP to be in effect, when the child turns 16, or younger if determined appropriate by the IEP team, and updated annually thereafter. The IEP must include appropriate measurable postsecondary goals based upon age-appropriate transition assessments related to training, education, employment, and where appropriate, independent living skills. And the transition services, including courses of study, need to assist the child in reaching those goals. Transition services are a coordinated set of activities for a child with a disability. These activities are designed within a results-oriented process that focuses on improving the child's achievement and preparing them to move from school to post-school life. These activities must be based on the child's needs, preferences, and interests, and shall include needed activities in the following areas: instruction, related services, community experiences, development of employment, and other post-school adult living objectives, and when appropriate, acquisition of daily skills and functional vocational evaluation. Courses of study outline the exact academic requirements the student needs to complete in order to accomplish his or her postsecondary goals. The courses of study is a multi-year description of coursework from the student's current to anticipated exit year that is designed to help achieve the student's desired post-school goals. The courses of study must align with the postsecondary goals. They need to be reviewed annually to ensure courses were passed, the student didn't drop a course, or to note if the student was not given access to a course. Courses of study also need to list specific courses by title for each year, including core courses required for graduation, as well as electives, internships, and any other credit-bearing opportunities that directly support the student's postsecondary goals. Let's take a look at the flow of transition services and activities from Transition Tuesday, episode 55. First, the IEP team must start with the student's measurable postsecondary goals and then determine the student's needs in order to reach those goals. The needs are the activities and the courses of study that the student must take to reach those goals. Then, a timeline, which is the process of the student reaching those goals, and who is responsible and will pay for the services if there is a cost involved. This is the coordination of the activities and all of the transition services that the student will need. This is a typical form for a coordinated set of activities that is in the IEP. There are the transition services listed, what needs and activity the student has, the timelines to complete those activities, and again, who is responsible, and if there is a cost, who will be paying for the service. Now that we have defined transition services and courses of study and looked at the flow within a transition IEP, it would be beneficial to briefly discuss the similarities and differences between annual goals, transition services or activities, and courses of study. Annual goals are specifically written statements that identify what knowledge, skills, and/or behaviors a student is expected to be able to demonstrate within a period of time. Transition services are a list of activities, informal assessments, and tasks that must be based on the child's needs, preferences, and interests. Courses of study are the courses or classes the school offers that the student will take to help them reach their postsecondary goals. The similarities between all three is that they must show a direct relationship to helping the student reach their postsecondary goals, and they must be included in the transition IEP. The differences between annual goals and transition services is, for annual goals, the school is primarily responsible, although you can have the student and parents help with the annual goals, but they don't hold the primary responsibility. For transition services, anyone named in the IEP could be responsible for doing the transition service or activity with the student. Another difference is that annual goals are usually priority skill needs. They are also measurable. Progress must be monitored, tracked, and documented by the teacher, which makes this a very high time investment for the teacher. On the other hand, transition services are usually one-time tasks, completed or not. The only responsibility of the teacher is to ask when they will be started and when they will be completed, so it is a very low time investment on the teacher's part. The importance of knowing this difference is twofold, and I really want to make this as clear as possible. Most of the students' needs, except for the priority skill needs, should be handled through transition services, activities, and courses of study for two reasons. First, the whole IEP team needs to be involved in the transition process, according to the law and best practices. And second, the transition teacher needs to guide the students to take ownership in their transition process and ultimately their life. For today's bonus, I'll be sending you information and resources about transition services or activities and courses of study. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you use this information to help your students make a successful transition to adult life. Be sure to check your email for the bonus we just sent over. If this is the first time you've ever seen an episode of Transition Tuesday, click the link below to receive the bonus. Be sure to like and share the video and leave a comment or suggestion for a future episode of Transition Tuesday. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.